Chelsea's bold plan, Morgan Rogers' transfer and Aston Villa's interest in £32 million star revealed. In the world of football transfers, one of the most intriguing stories right now involves Chelsea's determined efforts to secure the signature of Morgan Rogers, despite strong interest from Aston Villa. And here's where it gets controversial. While Villa has publicly declared that Rogers is not for sale and has no intention of letting go of their promising midfielder, Chelsea is reportedly devising a strategic plan to change that stance. This situation highlights the often complex and behind-the-scenes negotiations that can turn a club's firm stance into a potential deal. Throughout the summer, Aston Villa has been clear, Morgan Rogers is not available for transfer. The club's management has explicitly told interested parties, including Arsenal and Chelsea, that they do not want to part ways with the young talent. Rogers himself appears content at Villa, having recently committed to a new long-term contract despite interest from top clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. This loyalty and satisfaction make Villa's stance even more firm. However, sources close to Chelsea reveal that the London club is not giving up on their pursuit. According to Graham Bailey, Chelsea is exploring a creative approach. They are willing to offer players to Aston Villa as part of a potential deal for Rogers. While a direct swap is unlikely due to the Premier League's regulations on player exchanges, Chelsea is prepared to send players on favourable terms, meaning they might include some of their squad members in negotiations to persuade Villa. Previously, Villa acquired Axel Disasi from Chelsea last season, but it's believed he won't be part of any future negotiations this time around. Instead, Chelsea could look to offer defenders like Tosin Adarabioyo, Trevoh Chalobah, or Benoit Badiashile, all of whom are available for transfer. Additionally, midfielder Andre Santos has been a player Villa has shown interest in, adding another potential piece to the puzzle. But the plot thickens with recent interest in Nicolas Jackson, the Senegalese striker valued at around £32 million. Jackson has been unsettled by the arrival of Liam Delap and João Pedro at Chelsea, and intermediaries have reportedly contacted Aston Villa and Manchester United about his availability. Unai Emery, Villa's manager who previously worked with Jackson at Villarreal, has expressed a strong desire to reunite with the forward, which could influence Villa's willingness to negotiate. Meanwhile, Villa has also been exploring other options, including Manchester United's Alejandro Garnacho. The Argentine winger has been sidelined at Old Trafford, and intermediaries have approached United about a possible move, though Jackson remains a more preferred target for Villa. On the Chelsea side, there's a clear eagerness to land Morgan Rogers. While clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool are monitoring the situation, Chelsea's interest remains active and focused. Joe Shields, Chelsea's co-director of recruitment and talent, who previously signed Rogers during his time at Manchester City, is leading the charge. Shields has a proven track record of bringing in players he's worked with before, such as Cole Palmer and Jamie Gittins, and many believe he could do the same with Rogers. Chelsea is also eyeing a versatile playmaker who can operate on the flanks, with Manchester United's Garnacho being a player they admire. However, it's understood that Rogers remains their top preference, and they are willing to explore all avenues to make the deal happen. And this is the part most people miss: transfer negotiations are rarely straightforward. Clubs often have to get creative, leverage relationships, and sometimes even make strategic offers involving multiple players to break deadlocks. Do you think Chelsea's approach will succeed in convincing Villa to part ways with Rogers? Or will Villa hold firm, especially with other promising options like Garnacho? Share your thoughts in the comments. This transfer saga is far from over, and the outcome could reshape the Premier League's attacking talent landscape. Chelsea's £80 million transfer target, Morgan Rogers vs Ebereki Eze. Transfer takedown, Chelsea's £80 million gamble that's leaving Eze in the shadows. Fresh from basking in the glory of their Club World Cup conquest, Chelsea is refusing to take their foot off the gas, both on and off the pitch. As reported by Football Funcast, https://www.msn.com/engb/sport/football/better-than-east Chelsea make chem machine their new top target /r1 amosid equals mscdgnTPNPC equals UNCvid equals FB1BDBBBCDBA. The Blues have been making waves in the transfer market, securing promising talents like Jamie Gittins, João Pedro, and Liam Delap, while also making a tidy profit from the sale of Noni Madueke. Now, they're setting their sights on a blockbuster signing to turbocharge their attacking arsenal. But here's where it gets interesting. Earlier this week, all eyes were on a potential move for Crystal Palace's creative force, Ebereki Eze. However, in a surprising twist, Chelsea's focus has apparently shifted to a new top target, as revealed by journalist Ben Jacobs. Enter Morgan Rogers, the 21-year-old Aston Villa winger, who has emerged as the Blues' most coveted summer signing. The price of genius, £80 million for a winger. Aston Villa, however, is not keen on letting go of their prized asset, labeling Rogers as untouchable. According to The Sun, Villa's valuation of the youngster stands at a staggering £80 million, a figure Chelsea might be willing to match. But is it justified? Let's dive into the numbers. Rogers' breakout season was nothing short of phenomenal, with 8 goals and 11 assists in the Premier League, translating to a goal involvement every 1.94 games. And this is the part most people miss. When compared to Eze's 8 goals and 8 assists in 34 matches, Rogers' productivity shines brighter. But what truly sets him apart is his versatility, a trait that could prove invaluable to Chelsea. Unlike Eze, who typically operates as a number 10 or off the left wing, Rogers has demonstrated his effectiveness across multiple attacking positions, including both wings and even as a forward. The youth strategy, a smart investment. At just 21, Rogers aligns perfectly with Chelsea's strategy of investing in young, malleable talents who can grow alongside the likes of Cole Palmer. While Eze remains an attractive option, Rogers offers a more compelling blend of productivity, flexibility, and long-term potential. But do you agree? Is £80 million too steep for Morgan Rogers, or is he the missing piece in Chelsea's puzzle? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Meanwhile, in other Chelsea news, following their triumphant Club World Cup campaign, which culminated in a dominant win over PSG, Uzbekistan reports, https://uz.course4.media/and/lifestyle/sport, that Chelsea is gearing up for a summer clear-out. Stay tuned for more updates on the Blues' transfer activities. Pep Guardiola's Morgan Rogers praise, what it means for Chelsea's transfer plans. Imagine Chelsea Football Club standing at a crossroads, needing to bolster their attack to support Enzo Maresca's development in his second season at Stamford Bridge. This summer, the Blues have already welcomed several new faces like João Pedro, Jamie Gittins, Liam Delap, Estevao Willian, and Kendry Paez to add depth to their squad. However, the landscape isn't just about arrivals. Noni Madueke's hefty £52 million transfer to Arsenal and Jadon Sancho's return to Manchester United after his loan spell signal changes are happening. And this is the part most people miss, the uncertainty surrounding Chelsea's current attacking lineup. Players like João Felix, Armando Broja, Raheem Sterling, and Marc Guiu are all linked with potential exits. While Felix, Broja, and Sterling can leave permanently, Guiu's departure, if it happens, would likely be on loan. Even Nicholas Jackson, despite being tied to transfer speculation, remains Chelsea's long-term project, valued at a potential £100 million. The club sees Jackson and Liam Delap as their future number 9s, complemented by a versatile forward like João Pedro. Christopher Nkunku's departure seems inevitable despite his impressive performance in the recent FIFA Club World Cup final. The 27-year-old Frenchman has made his intentions clear, and Chelsea won't hinder his move if a suitable offer comes knocking. Amidst this flux, Chelsea is eyeing several potential additions, including Morgan Rogers, Xavi Simons, and Alejandro Garnacho. Among these, Rogers stands out as the most expensive prospect, with Aston Villa reportedly seeking around £80 million for the 22-year-old England international. This hefty price tag might seem justified, given Rodgers' exceptional form since joining Aston Villa in February 2024. After struggling to make an impact at Manchester City, Rodgers found his footing under Aston Villa's management, showcasing his talent and potential. But here's where it gets controversial. Pep Guardiola, the former Manchester City manager, has publicly praised Rodgers. In December 2025, Guardiola highlighted Rodgers' abilities, acknowledging that the young player had exploded in recent seasons. Guardiola's endorsement adds weight to Rodgers' value, suggesting that he could indeed be a valuable asset for Chelsea. Despite Guardiola's high praise, Chelsea finds the £80 million fee prohibitive. The Blues are watching and waiting, hoping that a more manageable transfer option might emerge. Will Rodgers' exceptional talent justify the cost for Chelsea, or will they seek alternatives? Only time will tell.